Hi lovelies, Lauren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now I know I haven't recorded a class for you in a while. Last week kind of got away with me, but good news is I'm back with another class for you, and today I'm going to be taking you through a lovely deep stretch for the body. So when you're ready, we're going to start in kneeling, and we're going to have the toes tucked under. So gently tucking the toes under and then sitting your bum back towards your heels. Now as you come into this, I know this is going to be quite uncomfortable for some people's knees. So if this is not for you today, by all means do feel free to come to easy seated pose or any other comfortable sitting position you prefer. Okay, so we're going to start like this or however you choose, and then gently bring the palms of the hands to rest in front of the heart center. So closing off the eyes, closing off the outside world, and just starting to settle into our practice today. And we're already getting that stretch down through the soles of our feet, awakening the soles of our feet. But even as we're getting that little stretch, I'm going to bring our awareness to our breath. So finding your breath, noticing it, and really allowing it to guide you through this practice today. The breath is an excellent device or an excellent tool to really show us how we are feeling in the present moment. So perhaps if the breath is feeling quite quick or energetic, maybe we're feeling quite excited. Or if the breath is feeling quite laboured, maybe we're feeling a little bit tired, or perhaps we're even holding our breath, and maybe that's suggesting we're holding a little bit of tension somewhere in the body. So just seeing if we can release the body using our breath, taking a few lovely inhales and a few lovely exhales. Slowing down the breath as much as you can, breathing deeply in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Let's take a couple more of these. Nice big inhale in. And nice big breath out. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Biggest breath of the day. Nice big inhale in. And a nice big exhale out. Lovely. From here, gently making our way out of the stretch. Try not to rush this. Keep everything nice and soft. So lifting the bum away from the heels and then uncurling the toes. And again, resting the bum back on your heels, coming to kneeling. And we're going to work that stretch in the opposite direction. So keep the eyes closed if that's available to you. Just take a nice big breath in. And a nice big breath out. And then maybe starting to flicker those eyelids back open, welcome yourselves back into the room. And then as I say, stretching out the ankles the opposite direction. So you may want to bring the fingertips down towards the ground for this, either side of the knees. You can have them a little bit further forwards than the knees. You can either pick up both knees at the same time, like this, drawing them in towards the chest, or maybe you want to focus on one leg at a time. So maybe you focus onto the left knee, using that left hand to bring it in towards the chest, and the same again on the right. Okay, so those are two options there. Or third option, without using the hands at all, so again, hands in front of the heart center, you're going to lean back, a little contraction in our core, picking the knees up towards the chest and bringing the weight in towards the tops of your feet. Don't worry about how high the knees lift off. So those are your three options. Just choose whichever one kind of works better for you today. And when you're ready, take a breath. And exhale, work your way into that stretch. Lovely, big breath in. Big breath out. And if you're working on alternate legs, maybe you change over the legs now. Take another big breath in. Big breath out. And then we gently settle the knees back down. Beautiful, well done, okay. Release the hands back down towards the mat, coming onto all fours, and just take a moment to stretch one leg back at a time. So getting a nice stretch down the back of the legs after being curled up for quite some time. And just changing over whenever you're ready. You can also have a little circle, so maybe you're getting a little rotation in the ankle joint as well here. Okay, just easing away any stress, any tension here. And then when you're ready, coming back to all fours, making sure we're setting the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And go ahead and extend the left leg out towards the side. So you might not be able to see my left foot here, but I'm really pressing into the pinky toe edge of that foot, and my toes are pointing forwards towards the top of the mat. Again, the shoulders are over the wrists, and it's from here we're going to start to cycle through our cat and cow. So inhale, lifting up through the heart, lifting up through the chest, lifting up through the tailbone. Then as you exhale, finding that curve through the spine, tucking the chin down towards the chest, pressing the ground away. Okay, and just keep that cycle going using your inhale to lift and your exhale to curve. And you might notice with the leg extended that your cat and cows feel a little bit more restricted maybe. Maybe there's not that full range of movements, but you're also getting a stretch down the inside of this left thigh. So just keep working that cat and cow, finding as much range of movement as possible here, pressing down through the fingertips to protect your wrist. And again, just listening to that breath. Let's go twice more on this side. Exhale. One more full round. Inhale, lift. And exhale, curve. Lovely. Inhale, come back to your neutral tabletop. Draw that left knee back underneath the left hip and over to the opposite side. So extending the right leg out towards the side. So same again, making sure we're really pressing down through that little toe edge of that right foot and the toes are pointing forwards here. And here we go, through our cat and cow. Inhale, lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest. And exhale, curve. Beautiful. Feel free to move as slow or as fast as you'd like. Moving with the breath. A couple more rounds here. Okay, and then one more final round, one more inhale to lift. And one more exhale to curve. Lovely. Inhale, come back to that neutral spine, and again fold that right knee back underneath the right hip. And then from here we're going to take a nice big puppy dog stretch. So you're going to reach the fingertips forwards towards the top of your mat, hips stay level over the knees, and you might start to dive the forehead down towards the mat. Maybe even the chest comes down. Try to keep the elbows lifted away from the mat here, so you're getting that nice stretch down through the armpits. And then just notice whether you're collapsing in your ribcage here. So there's kind of two ways to do the stretch. One way is to allow the chest to meet the mat, and maybe that allows you to get a nice big opening across the heart. Or you might find by knitting the ribcage together, that's where you might find the stretch more. So have a little play with kind of sending the chest down towards the mat, and then also knitting the ribcage together. Find out where you feel the stretch most for you. And remember, it's going to be different for everybody here. Beautiful, okay. Taking one more big breath in. One more big breath out. And then inhale, claw down through the fingertips, rise back up, and bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. Beautiful, well done. Okay, from here, we're going to think about sending that right leg back, dial the toes down towards the mat, kicking energy out through that right heel. Inhale. Exhale, right knee in towards the chest. See if you can almost bring that knee towards your nose. Inhale, send it all the way back. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, squeeze that right knee in, final time. And then softly stepping that right foot forwards between the hands, and you may need to guide it there should you wish. Take it easy as you lift the chest up nice and high. You're going to come into a low lunge, but making sure we're keeping kind of right angles in the legs. So right angle in this right knee and a right angle in this left knee also. So we're not thinking about sinking down too low in the hips here. We're going to keep it lifted first of all. So lifting up through the heart, take a nice big inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the backs to the hands, or sorry, bring the palms of the hands to the back of the head, maybe interlace the fingertips here. So you've got a little hammock for the head here. So you've got the elbows pointing out towards the side. Inhale here. Exhale. Now I want you to think about tucking under through the tailbone. So you're going to squeeze in that left glute slightly, tucking under the tailbone. Allow the elbows to kind of close off around the head, tuck the chin down towards the chest. So you might feel this stretch across, or hopefully you are feeling this stretch across the front of this left hip flexor, and you should feel that left glute really activating, really squeezing there. As this happens, you'll think about squeezing this right foot towards your left knee, so almost like you want to hug the thighs together. So even though this might seem like quite an easy posture, there's a lot going on here. So think about drawing the thighs together, squeezing or pressing that right heel down and towards the ground, tucking the tailbone under, squeezing in this left glute, so you're feeling that stretch across the left hip flexor there. And still tucking the chin down towards the chest. And all we're going to do, we're going to inhale, lift the head, crown of the head towards the sky, elbows out towards the side. Exhale, bring the chin down. So the legs stay the same. We're still squeezing the thighs together, tucking that tailbone under. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Lovely. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reach the arms up towards the sky, and then exhale, release the left hand down on the inside of that right leg, reaching the right hand up. So this might be where you want to think about dialing the hips a little bit further forward here. So you're thinking about sliding that left knee back now, and again, you're still thinking about hugging the thighs together. Reach that right arm up, extend that through the fingertips. Take a couple of breaths here. So really reaching out through the right fingertips, pressing the ground away through the left. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand down on the inside of the right leg, changing the arms over. So you can use a block here should you wish. The right knee, is really going to press into the outside edge of the right arm, and that right arm is also going to press back into that right knee. And then we reach up with the left fingertip. So you can use a block underneath this right hand to give you a little bit more height, to bring the ground up to you. Beautiful, okay. Taking a nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. Lovely. From here, keep reaching up through the left fingertips. Lift the right hand off, and you're going to pivot on this left knee to bring this left ankle over towards the right. So you're kind of in a modified warrior two here. Right arm is reaching forward, left arm is reaching back. Just have a breath here, nice and easy. And as you exhale, reach the left hand towards the back of the mat. Notice how this right leg starts to lengthen. Left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. And then you're going to pick up those right toes. So that right heel is still digging in towards the ground. And then it's up to you. You can either reach this right arm towards the sky, or maybe you want to reach it towards the back of the room, thinking about lifting this right side body up towards the sky, right hip up towards the sky. Lovely. So enjoy that nice big expansion as you kick away through that right heel and reach to the back through those right fingertips. Beautiful. Nice big breath here. And a breath out. Inhale, right fingertips back up towards the sky. Imagine someone's pulling you up by your right fingertips. See if we can float the left hand off, press the ground away. Beautiful. Okay. Reaching both arms up now, just for a moment. Those right toes are still lifted. Right hand takes hold of the left wrist. Inhale, lengthen out that left hand side. Exhale, tilt it over towards the right. Beautiful. So working into the opposite side body now. Okay. And another big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, come all the way back up and over, release the hands, and you're going to bend back into that right knee. Pivot on that left knee side. Just take a moment to bring both hands down towards the ground. So again, establishing your low lunge. Maybe the hips are a little bit lower this time, so we're not focusing on right angles in the knee this time, but we're still making sure this right knee is over the right ankle. Now from here, take a moment, lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest, start to peel the fingertips away from the mat, gliding the hips forwards and down, but you're still nice and lifted. And again, now that we're here, now that we're perhaps a little bit lower into our low lunge, see if again you can squeeze into that left glute and tuck under that tailbone. Beautiful. So again, the stretch might feel a little bit different here. Bring the hands back behind you, interlace the fingertips, inhale, send the back snail hands away, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up through the heart. Beautiful. Okay, nice big breath in, and a nice big breath out. There is an option here if you do want to come a little bit deeper, if you feel like there's enough space in your body today, do feel free as always to skip this out. But whilst we're here, maybe thinking about picking up those left toes, squeezing that left heel in towards your sit bone. Maybe the hands can even take a hold of those left toes, squeezing that left heel in even further. This is quite a deep stretch, so only go as far as you want to go wherever you are. Nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. Let's go for one more. Exhale. And then ever so gently letting go of that left foot, pour the heart down, framing the right foot with both hands. Take a moment to bow the head down. And then you're going to send this right leg all the way back, next to left, into your tabletop. Maybe take a moment to have a little shake out in the hips there. Okay. Let's go straight over onto the other side. Take a nice big inhale. Send the left leg back, dialing those toes down towards the mat so you're keeping that long spine. Exhale, squeeze the left knee in towards your nose. See if you can give it a little kiss. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale, send it on back. Exhale, left knee in, final time. And then softly stepping the left foot forwards. Beautiful. Okay. And again, we've got this right angular low lunge in the legs here. So right angle in the left knee, right angle in the right knee. And then lifting the chest. You can kind of walk the hands up the legs here if you need a little bit more guidance. Okay. So making sure we've got this low lunge foundation. So you might already be thinking about pressing that left foot down and towards the ground, like you want to send that left heel down, or you want to slide it back along the mat. Squeezing the thighs together, activating into this right glute, tucking at the tailbone under, and again, you might already feel that stretch there. There's a lot going on. It's still quite an active posture. Inhale, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, palms to hands to the back of the head, creating that little hammock there. Elbows out towards the side. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let the elbows close off in front of the face. Tuck the chin down towards the chest. You want to create a little curve in the spine here. Still tucking the tailbone under. You might feel the stretch go a little bit deeper. Inhale, we lift the head back up. Beautiful. Exhale, we go again. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale. Let's go just twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back up, fingertips towards the sky. And then exhale, sending the right hand down on the inside of the left leg, left fingertips reaching up towards the sky. Now again, this is where you might want to slide that right knee a little bit further back. Left knee is still over the left ankle, so you're gliding hips a little bit further forwards and down. Energy reaching up through the left fingertips, press the ground away through the right. I'm really rolling that left shoulder away. Beautiful. Okay, one more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down on the inside of the left leg. Remember to use a block here should you wish. Press that left knee into the back of that left arm, and that left arm is also going to press back into the knee. And with that right arm, we send it up towards the sky. And same again, we're opening that right shoulder back, drawing that right shoulder away from the ear so the neck is nice and long. Beautiful. Okay, inhale here. Have an exhale. Inhale, reach up through the right fingertips. Gently float the left fingertips off the mat, and then pivot on this right knee so the right ankle comes over towards the left-hand side into your modified warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, like that. Right hand float down towards the back of the mat. Left leg is going to start to straighten, lifting those left toes. Left hand reach towards the sky. And then you might want to extend that left arm back behind you, lifting that left side body up as high as you can. Keep peeling those left toes back towards you, finding that stretch in this kind of modified wild thing here. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Inhale, left fingertips towards the sky. Imagine someone's pulling you up by your left fingertips. Press the ground away through the right. Rise up, find that T-shape with the arms. Then inhale, bring the arms up towards the sky. This time left hand is going to take hold of the right wrist. Inhale, lengthen out that right arm. And exhale, fold over towards the side. Beautiful. So breathing into that right side body, feel the ribcage expand on that side. Take another breath in. And another breath out. Inhale, open the arms back out to that T, folding back into that left knee. Take a moment as you pivot on that right knee again, sending that right foot back behind you, and bring the hands down to frame that left foot. So again, thinking about coming a little bit lower into our low lunge. Think about sliding this left foot back, sliding the right knee back, but also hugging the thighs together. So much going on. Takes a little while for our brains to kind of figure out what's going on here. So if you feel like, what is going on here? Do not worry, as long as you're feeling that stretch down the front of the right hip flexor, you're about there. Okay, let's take a nice big breath in, lift the chest, drift the fingertips away from the mat, again tucking the tailbone under, activate through that right glute. Reach the arms back behind you, interlace the fingertips here, inhale, send the backs of the hands away, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up through the heart. Don't worry if you feel like you're kind of wobbling all over the place here, take a breath. And have an exhale. So again, the option is there to go that little bit further only if you wish to. Thinking about picking that right foot away from that, squeezing that right heel towards your sit bone, and then maybe taking the hands to reach for the foot, either with one hand, maybe with both, if you can quite reach without falling over like I nearly just did. So again, squeezing that right heel towards the sit bone, and wherever you are, take a nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. One more breath. And exhale. Lovely. Gently letting go of that right foot. Pull the heart forward. Hands come down to frame that left foot. Take a moment to bow the head down. And then sending that left foot back next to right, back into your tabletop. Beautiful. Well done. Okay. Fingertips reaching towards the top of the mat, tucking all 10 toes under. Send your bum back towards your heel. See if you can get that nice stretch through the lower spine. Maybe you bow the forehead down towards the mat. Almost like we're coming into a child's pose. Take a breath. And then rooting down through the fingertips, start to peel the knees away from the mat, the hips towards the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. And take a moment here, you might like to keep the knees bent for quite some time so you can really maintain that connection between your belly and your upper thighs. Maybe you work to lengthening one leg at a time, changing over. Or maybe you think about bringing a little twist in the hips, so you might send the heels towards the right, knees to the left. And then changing over, heels to left, knees to the right. Whatever kind of comes to you naturally here. So feel free to bring in whatever movement, however your body wants to move, or maybe it's requiring a little bit of stillness. So if you're happy in stillness, again, make sure we're lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. Press the belly back to your thighs and claw down through all 10 fingertips here. Releasing the back of the neck, shake the head, yes. Oh, sorry, shake the head, no, nod the head, yes. Lovely, and taking one more breath. And one more exhale. Inhale, looking forwards towards your fingertips, have a little bend in the knees, and just take that nice and easy walk to the top of your mat. See if we can walk heel to toe, leaving that footprint behind with every step. So the feet arrive hip distance apart, toes pointing forward, soften in the knees. Pull the heart over the legs into your standing forward fold. You can really let the arms hang heavy here, let the head hang heavy. So sending the crown, the head down towards the mat. There might be a little sway in the torso from side to side. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, slow and steady, as slow as you want to go. Nice deep bend in the knees, tucking the tailbone under, rolling up through the spine, thinking about stacking up bone by bone. See if we can identify each moment where each vertebrae kind of slots on top of the previous one. And then keeping the chin tucked towards the chest until the very last moment. Beautiful. So the head is the final thing to lift. As we come up to standing, just take a nice big shoulder roll, lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, send them down and away. Beautiful. Okay, so making sure we're standing nice and tall. We're going to take a nice big inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Lengthen both sides of the body here. And again, your right hand is going to take hold of your left wrist. Inhale, lengthen out the entirety of the left hand side. Exhale, take it over towards the right. Enjoying another nice big side body stretch. Take a breath in here. Take a breath out, keeping the breath constant. Inhale, come all the way back through the center. And changing the hands over, so left hand takes hold of the right. Inhale, lengthen out that right side body. Exhale, tilt over to the left. Beautiful, big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, up through the center, letting go of that right wrist. Inhale, grow tall. And then exhale, open out the palms, dive the heart forward, swan dive over the legs. Back into your standing forward fold. Beautiful, well done. Maybe we find there's a little bit more space here, a little bit more length. Inhale, see if we can create even more length. Shine the crown of the head forwards, tailbone back into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Bend the knees a little bit, plant down through the palms, and step one foot back at a time. So maybe we go right, and then left into your plank pose. Press the ground away. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, you may like to come down knees, chest and chin, and then swim the torso through, or you may like to come down in one nice long line, your choice there. As you come down to lying on your bellies, pressing into the tops of the feet, activating in the glutes. Inhale, roll the shoulders away from the ears, ripple up through the spine into your cobra, come up as high as you want to go. So maybe we keep these elbows nice and soft. Maybe we work our way a little bit higher, your choice. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, come all the way down towards the mat. And then tucking all 10 toes under, press the ground away, lifting up, lift the hips, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Beautiful, well done. Okay, so a little pause here, bring as much movement in as you wish. We can come back to pedaling the feet, bending one knee and then the other. Bring back those twists, should you prefer. Whatever your body is kind of crying out for now, do feel free to listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you, and just following along accordingly. Beautiful. Okay, let's take another big breath in. Another big breath out. Ground down through the left foot. Inhale, fly the right toes up towards the sky. And then exhale, open out to that right hip, bending into that right knee. So you're lifting that right knee up as high as you can. Let that right heel hang heavy. Enjoy that stretch. Enjoy that opening in that right hip flexor. Beautiful. Try to keep the shoulders level as best as you can. Take a nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, start to squeeze this right knee towards the outside of your right elbow. And then with control, stepping that right foot on the outside of the right hand. So again, you can guide the foot there should you need. And we're going to drop this left knee down. So up to you, I'm going to drop the back knee down. But if you do want to stay up here and work into the stretch even deeper, It's entirely up to you, okay? But I'm going to take it a little bit easier on myself today. So palms of the hands down. You've got this right knee over the right ankle, right toes turned out ever so slightly into your lizard pose. And feel free to bring a little bit of movement in. So it might be a few sways from side to side, a little circles maybe. Beautiful. So just working deeply, a little bit deeper into that hip socket. Lovely, well done. And again, if you do want to come even further, you might find that there's space to lower down onto your forearms. But again, this is all up to you. Don't feel as though you have to do this just because I'm doing it. Again, listen to your body. Listen to how far your body wants to go. And if your body wants to scale it back, just feel free to do so. Beautiful. Okay. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Slow and steady. So if you're noticing the breath kind of quicken here, again, see if we can bring that slowness, that steadiness back. One more breath. Beautiful, well done, okay. Slowly lifting the chest all the way back up. And then from here, drop that back knee down. If it's not already, you're going to think about sending the hips back level with this left knee, coming into a variation of a half split stretch. So this variation, we've got the right leg out towards the side slightly, but still same idea. You're peeling those right toes back towards the face. You might want to tent onto the fingertips here and bowing the heart forwards, finding that length in the spine. That length down the back of the leg. Beautiful. And just go as far as you want to go. So maybe you've still got a little bend in that right knee. It's entirely up to you. Beautiful. Okay. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Lovely, shifting the weight back forwards, back into that right knee. And then from here, tucking the left toes under, lifting the left knee back off. And we're going to step that right foot all the way back, lifting the hips back into your down dog. And again, bring some movement in here. Whatever comes naturally to you. Beautiful. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Let's work that on the other side. Ground down through the right foot. Inhale, lift up through the left toes. Open out into that left hip, bend into that left knee, lift that left knee as high as you can. Enjoy that stretch, enjoy that opening in that hip flexor. Allow the right heel to kind of drift down towards the mat. Don't worry if it doesn't quite reach here. Beautiful, one more breath. And one more inhale. Exhale, start to send this left knee towards the outside of the left elbow. And then stepping that left foot down on the outside of that left hand. Guide it there if you need to. And your choice, right knee lifted or right knee comes down towards the mat. Lizard pose on the other side. So trying to keep both sides equal. So if you drop down onto the back knee on the other side, drop down to this knee on this side. But if you kept it lifted, see if you can keep it lifted as well. So again, bringing back a little bit of movement. Left knee is over the left ankle. Left toes have turned out ever so slightly. Bringing back those little sways from side to side, those little circular movements. Just bringing a little bit of freedom into the hips here. And just notice how this feels for you. If there's any kind of pinching or discomfort going on, do scale out of the posture here. But if the body is quite comfortable, quite happy, maybe you want to come that little bit further, maybe you want to lower down onto your forearms. Your choice. Beautiful. And if you come down onto your forearms and you think, maybe not today, maybe this isn't the one for me today, come back up, ease yourself out of it. Okay. Couple more breaths here. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Lovely. Let's have one more of those, slow and steady. Beautiful. And then slowly starting to press the body back up, dropping that right knee down if it's not already. Have a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, working your way back into the half split stretch. So hips come level with the right knee. And maybe you keep the left toes down, keep a bend in the left knee. Or maybe you're quite happy to pick up those left toes, peel the toes back towards you so you're kicking energy out through that left heel. And folding forwards, beautiful. So finding the length in your spine, the length down the back of the leg. Beautiful, just as far as you want to go. Keep the breath freely flowing, filling up the lungs entirely, emptying the lungs completely. Beautiful, one more breath. And exhale. Lovely, shifting the weight back forwards as you inhale, lifting that right knee, tucking those right toes back under, and then stepping that left foot all the way back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful, just taking a few more breaths here, either with some movement or with stillness, your choice. And then when you're ready, looking towards the top of your mat, have a little bend in the knees, your choice. You can either step one foot at a time, or you might feel ready to take a little hop, sending the feet to the outside edges of the hands, and dropping into your malasana, into your yogi squat pose. So you've got the toes turned out. You might notice the heels lift slightly here. Do not worry, you can use blocks underneath the feet, or maybe cushions, towels, whatever you've got, just to kind of support the heels there. And make sure the body isn't kind of collapsing and sinking in here, kind of like a little troll. We want to think about lifting up through the heart. Send the knees out towards the side. So rather than kind of using the elbows to kind of force the knees out, you kind of want to encourage the knees to do a little bit of the work themselves. So again, lifting up through the heart, send the knees out towards the side, and then the elbows are just kind of an accessory there, a little add-on. So we press the palms together, elbows out towards the side, sinking the hips down. And it might feel good to kind of close off the eyes here, bringing that awareness back in, noticing how the body feels now. Beautiful. And again, we're just going to take a couple of breaths. Let's go for one more. And then releasing the hands slow and steady down towards the mat. Use the hands to support you actually as you come all the way down and bring the knees to point up towards the ceiling. Beautiful, well done. And then from here, we're slowly going to roll down onto our back. So keep the fingertips, or keep the hands on your knees. Lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest. And then tucking the tailbone under, finding that curve through the spine. Slow and steady, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. The hands are going to slide off the knees, but keep reaching the fingertips forwards, activating in your core slightly. And then bring the arms down by your sides so the back of the head and the shoulder blades are nicely supported on your mat here. And then the knees are still pointing up towards the ceiling, so you're going to walk the heels a little bit closer towards your sit bone. See how close you can get those heels towards you here, making sure we're still able to press down through the heels nice and firmly. Okay, so we're going to work a little bit with bridge pose, but before we do, take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, pressing the lower spine down in towards the mat. So without lifting the hips away from that, we've just got that connection between our lower spine and the mat. Inhale, release, untuck the tailbone. Exhale again, press that lower spine down in towards the mat, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, release. And then this time, exhale, tucking the tailbone under, press the lower spine down, and then starting to peel the pelvis away from the mat. Press down through the heels, press down through the palms. Lift the hips as high as you can and keep squeezing the legs together. Imagine you're kind of hugging a ball or a block together with the knees there. Squeezing the glutes. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. And then exhale, starting to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. But as you come all the way down, we try not to let the tailbone untuck. We try not to let the tailbone meet the mat here. So the lower spine comes down, glutes are still squeezing, tailbone is still tucked. And then inhale, here we go again. Peel the pelvis away from the mat. Lift the hips up nice and high. Notice how the chest comes naturally towards your chin. And exhale, slowly ripple on down. Glutes remain active here. Try not to untuck that tailbone as you come down. Inhale. We go again, third and final time. Beautiful, well done, lifting the hips up. See if you can press the ground away, lift a little higher. Exhale, slowly with control, come all the way down, bone by bone. And then now we can releasing that tailbone, releasing the glutes. Beautiful, well done, okay. And then from here, we're going to stretch the arms out towards the side, maybe taking a cactus shape depending on how much space you have today. And then separating the feet about mat distance apart, we're just going to wipe a blade the knees from side to side. So nice and easy, one side and then the other. Shaking off any tension in the hips. And then when you're ready, we're going to fall the knees to the right hand side. We're going to pause there. So you can either stay here, you might want to exaggerate this stretch slightly by picking up your right foot, resting that right ankle on the outside edge of the left knee. So you're using the weight of that right foot to guide that left knee further down towards the mat. As you're doing this, just checking what's happening with your spine here. Notice if there's any discomfort there. If there is, again, maybe scale it back. But if the stretch is feeling good for you, feel free to stay there, indulge in that stretch. Beautiful. Take another breath in. And another breath out. Lovely, release that right foot away from the left knee. Inhale, wipe blade the knees across to the side, over towards the left. And then again, your choice, you can either stay here or gently lifting that left ankle, placing it on the outside edge of the right knee. Just increasing that stretch ever so slightly. Notice where you feel the stretch most here. Notice how it feels. Maybe it feels like lengthening, opening. All of those wonderful things. Beautiful. Taking another breath. And another exhale. Inhale, gently float that left leg away from the right. Bring the knees back up through center. Take a moment to kind of bring the lower spine down towards the mat. Maybe you hug the knees in towards the chest for a moment, creating a few circles or swaying the knees from side to side, your choice. And just notice how your spine feels now as it meets the mat. Give it a little massage. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way into our relaxation, into our Shavasana. So it's up to you. You can bring the soles of the feet down towards the mat if you're enjoying that connection between your lower spine and the mat here. Maybe that's helping you feel a little bit more grounded. You can bring the knees to knock together. Or maybe you want to stretch the legs out long, separating the feet slightly so the toes fall out towards the side. And then you can rest the arms where you choose. The arms might be down by your side. You might have the hands on the belly, or one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Wherever you decide to be today, wherever you decide to kind of place yourself for this final little bit of our practice today. Arguably the most important bit of our practice. A time where we can allow ourselves to really truly be aware in this moment. So when you're ready, closing off the eyes, closing off the outside world, and starting to, again, draw that awareness back in. Notice how you feel now, notice how the body feels now, any differences or similarities. As always, without looking at ourselves with any judgment here, just taking the time to notice and letting everything be as it is right now. You don't need to change anything. Just allow yourselves to breathe and be. There's nowhere else we need to be, nothing else we need to do, apart from simply exist in this moment. So let the breath gradually return back to a gentle and steady pace. And just continuing to notice that familiar pattern, that familiar ebb and flow of your breath. Thanking it for guiding you throughout your practice today. And then seeing if you can allow the breath to guide you through life beyond the mat. And when you're ready, take that nice deep inhale in through the nose, filling up the lungs entirely. Exhale, release with a sigh. And again, inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then slowly starting to allow any movement to filter back in. A wiggle in the fingertips, a wiggle in the toes. Rotating the wrists and rotating the ankles. Perhaps you bring the knees back in towards the chest, and maybe you roll the head from side to side. Whatever comes naturally to you here, whatever feels good. And again, when you're ready, maybe taking that nice wee stretch along your mat, stretching the fingertips behind you, stretch the toes out front, allow the body to grow and keep on growing. And then exhale, release. And soften the arms back down, beautiful. Okay, nice and easy, taking your time. No need to rush. Perhaps you choose one side, roll all the way over onto that one side. Try not to move the body too abruptly, and then use your arms to help push you up. Coming to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall, keeping the eyes closed if you can here, nestling those sit bones down in towards the mat, crown of the head towards the sky, shoulders down and away from the ears. Resting the palms of the hands on the knees, and then keeping the eyes closed as we seal our practice as always with the blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you at night. May the rain wash away your worries, and may the breeze blow new strength throughout your being. And may you walk through the world knowing its beauty all the days of your life. And with that, we bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. And we bow, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I do hope you enjoyed that nice stretchy little flow. And if you did enjoy it, feel free to leave me a little like, a little comment, maybe even subscribe so you don't miss out on any future practices. All right, I'll be back next week with another flow for you. See you then. Mwah.